What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Welcome back. I want to thank you for clicking to watch this video. I hope everybody is doing well. So for today's look, I did a hot chocolate s'mores inspired smoky eye using the the MORPHE and Jacklyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette, and I also used the Artist Couture Stay Lit liquid eyeshadows. Also, we have the Patrick Ta blush palette in action. A girl is glowing. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look using some of the most hyped up products right now, just continue to watch.
And it goes a little something like
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, we're going to be using a full face of hyped up products. I mean, the Sephora Sale just ended and I watched a lot of it. So I'm going to be going into the Jacklyn Hill palette, and this is what I'm pissed about. The Jacklyn Hill palette, I'm going to go into this palette for the matte shades because we have something super exciting for the shimmer. So yeah, every year they have these sales. Sephora does their VIP sale. If you're Rouge, you get 20% off. If you're VIB, you get 15% off. So during that sale, this palette that I paid $18 for went on sale for $10. Like, right, it's a new palette, so like right after release, I was tempted to return it and rebuy it or just return it altogether, but I didn't. I was like, I'm just gonna like you know, suck it up, buttercup. So I'm gonna take this shade Good Vibes, which is this like flesh tone matte shade, and just run that under my brow. I should have went in Barely there. I'm gonna run this in my crease, and then I'll go back up to my brow with Barely there. But yeah, this palette was on sale for $10. Now it's no longer on sale for $10 today, but like that's a whole $8, and I need all my coins. So for it to be new and then you throw it on sale. Another person who threw their holiday collection on sale during the VIP sale, which was marketed as an early Black Friday sale, is Pat McGrath. So I'm going into Boo Bear next, which is not the darkest shade in the palette, but close to it. And this is Boo Bear. And then I'm going to go into, what is this? Cinnamon Roll. So Boo Bear first and then Cinnamon Roll. So I'm just doing a chocolate smoky. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Boo Bear first. But yeah, Ulta also had a mega holiday sale. I don't know if it's still going on. And what made me mad about that is, so every year I buy the Ardell Holiday Lash Book. And I saw it online. It was, like I said, it's brand new, but it was on sale during this sale time, if the sale's not going on anymore. So I went in store. In store, it wasn't marked on sale. So I went to the cashier and I told her, like, hey, this palette says it's $40, but online the price says something different. And I had left my phone in the car. And she told me that they are not allowed to have cell phones on the floor, so she couldn't look the sale price up. So, like I said, I ran in the store. I left my car running. My son was in the car. And I was like, okay. There was a lady online in front of me, and I asked her to pull up Ulta's website. Well, she didn't find it, and I asked for the manager. The manager came, scanned it, and it was in fact on sale for almost half price. So I say all of this to say, be careful with your purchases, because stuff will be on sale and they won't tell you, and you wind up paying full price for it. So I've been more like taking my time with purchases and not just impulse buying, because I noticed in doing that, no, I'm no longer rouge. However, in doing that, I save money on the things that really appeal to me. Okay. So, and I use one brush just to create that canvas for the star of the eyes today. So let me get a little info card. So I have the Stay Lit liquid eyeshadows by Artist Couture. And it says, spark up your eyes with the high impact formula of our new Stay Lit liquid eyeshadows. Swipe on for a bold sparkling payoff that lasts through every pore, puff, and so much more. There's 5 shades available. I have 2 of the 5 shades. So the first shade, and I'm going to swatch these for you. The first shade that I have is Rich Bitch. I love Artist Couture just for their just like YOLO type of vibe. Looks like this. Looks like one of their glosses, but a rose gold with shimmer. You know, different color shimmers. Rose gold with gold shimmer, silver shimmer. It's super duper pretty. I wouldn't mind that as a lip shade, which I'm sure Artist Couture has a gloss that is this color. So the second shade I have is Anything Goes, and this is the shade I was most drawn to. And it is a chocolate brown shimmer, like Hennessy. Anything Goes. And it looks like this. This is gorgeous. This is the one I'm going to use today. And this one swatches a little bit smoother, in my opinion. And that is Anything Goes. It looks like my skin tone with a beautiful sheen. I'm going to leave those on my hand and let them dry down. No, I'll use this brush. It's kind of big for my lid, but this is a Coastal Scents brush number 8. So I'm going to take the Anything Goes shade. I'm going to put it on this brush, put a nice amount, looks like that. We're going to put that on the eye for our hot chocolate inspired smoky. I like liquid eyeshadow, but it has to be a good formula, because some of them have a tendency to get like crepey, especially if you apply too much. I want to go in with my face powder just to tie it in with my crease shade. And I'm using my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. This was in a lot of people's recommendations, and for very good reason. That powder, it's a foundation powder, but I don't use it much on my face. I usually use it under the brow. So for my lash line, what I'm going to do is take an angle brush, and I'm going to take the black eyeshadow, and I'm going to do a line with that, just so the look can be a little bit softer, a little more mature. I just like that look with taking a shadow, a black shadow, and using that as a liner. For foundation, I'm gonna take what's been my favorite foundation lately. If you have not tried this foundation, I'm telling you, try this foundation out. It's so good. And the fact that they can match you with just 5 questions. This Ilmakiage foundation, I have mine in the shade 2, it looks like 210. And you get to try before you buy, but I had this foundation for a very long time before I tried it. For primer, I'm not going to use primer. So I really like this foundation. I'm going to use just one pump because I like my skin to show through. I normally share foundations out because I don't like full coverage foundations. I'm not going to say I don't like full coverage foundations because sometimes I want to be beat. So yeah, I use that one pump and I'm happy with that one pump. Like, it just looks like my skin but better. I'll take a damp sponge and I'm just gonna tap. Okay, lashes are on. Waiting for them to dry completely, which won't take long. But as they're drying, what I do is just push them up against the lash line. And once they're like super duper almost dry, I will squeeze my lashes with the lash. And I'm set until I take them off. They don't come off, I take them off. So for concealer today, I have two out. So I have this Magic Touch concealer by ABH in the shade 17. I don't know how I feel about this. I've used it before, but I really don't know what the hype is about currently. I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but I'm still testing. I do like how fat the wand is and how much product you get, but you don't need a lot of product. So I'm just gonna put a little bit under the eye. I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna take some of this Danessa Myricks. This is another product that is all over the YT. This is the cream. This is a cream bronzer. I have mine in the shade dark, I want to say. Can I get it open? It's hard to get open. Okay. Looks like this. I have been really liking this. So what I like is to use my finger and then just place it. I've really gotten to be a finger kind of girl, which at one time I hated using my fingers for anything. So I'm gonna go into the black first. My mirror is horrible in the palette. Look at my palette. I'm using the black out of this palette, just black. And I'm gonna go on the outer end. And just smoke that out. And I'm gonna go into Booked, which is the reddier brown. And just same spot, just softening it up. And this is a Delium brush. It's super duper soft. So for a bronzer, I have the Iconic London. I've heard nobody talk about this. This was a BoxyCharm. Something that's really hard to get open. I don't want to break my nose. Okay, there we go. It looks like this. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'm going to take just like a super soft fluffy brush and I'm going to set my cream bronzer. That might not need to be set, but I'm going to set it anyway. And just kind of go up into my hairline a bit. We have another super duper duper. Is duper a word? A duper hyped product. And that is, and it's hyped for good reason. Like, I'm not trying to downplay this product, not one bit, because it deserves all the attention it's getting. I try to wipe my fingerprints off. It's the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Palette. I went through some things to get this. What is wrong with me today? I went through some things to get this. and I'm glad I did, because I have it now and you can't take it. Okay. So it says put the powder down first, and then, well, that's the way Patrick Ta suggests you use this palette. Powder first and then cream. I know, I said the same thing. What? That sounds crazy. So my last look I used this one, and I want to use it again. I was gonna go pink, but not yet. I have another look coming where I'll use the pink, but I just love this terracotta, almost bronzy looking one, and that's a lot of blush. But I'm gonna tap lightly. It just gives the most amazing, like, rosy glow to the skin, and they are so pigmented. Borderline, you're doing way too much. Okay, I'm trying not to stick my fingers in it. So I'm gonna use the opposite. Well, I'm gonna use the butt end of my sponge to get some of that cream out, and then I'm gonna tap the cream on top of the powder like he said, because he knows what he's talking about. And what I've been doing with this is I tap the cream on, and then I just take my brush. I don't add extra product, and I just like kind of tone it down, because I know I'm making y'all uncomfortable with the amount of blush I have on. I'm gonna use this MAC lipstick in the shade Ladybug. It's a red. It is not your ruby woo red, but it's red. I'll swatch it for you. That's what it looks like on my hand. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed me using the new Artist Couture Stay Lit liquid eyeshadows. If you haven't checked them out, I would highly recommend the Patrick Ta blush palette. If you haven't tried it out, run, don't walk. That is a must-have for this holiday season. When I tell you that palette is bomb, that palette is bomb. I am of a deeper skin tone, and I say that lightly because there's so many people so much darker than myself. But I will say, in my humble opinion, even if you are deeper than me, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades, you will still be able to use that Patrick Ta blush palette because it's that universal. And they are that pigmented. So I would say, if you're leaning to will it work, go ahead and grab it. The Morphe x Jacklyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette, I like it. Is it the best neutrals palette I've ever had? No. The shimmers are kind of dry. The mattes are good for Morphe. Is it my favorite palette? My favorite neutrals palette? No, it's not, but it is a beautiful palette and I do enjoy using it. It's a great everyday palette, an inexpensive palette if you're on a budget and you want a neutral palette to add to your collection. And to me, in my opinion, it is a true neutral palette. There is 1 or 2 warm shades, but it's definitely a true neutral. My face looks super glowy. I love the Ilmakiage foundation. It stays in place. It does not budge. A little goes a long way, so you can share it down, but it can be a full coverage foundation. The concealer I used the ABH. I mixed it with some of my MIlani just because to me the ABH concealer is a little bit drying. So if you have dry under eyes, I will say beware of that concealer. It to me is drier than Tarte Shape Tape, and I like Tarte Shape Tape for an eyeshadow base. I just don't have any, and I like my Urban Decay Stay Naked a little bit better. It's not as drying, and I get the coverage that I need, and I get the darkness cancellation that I need for my eyeshadows to pop the way I want to. But what else did I use? The Iconic London Bronzer was something I received in BoxyCharm, but I have been really enjoying it. I do like it. I believe that is the deepest shade, and if you are a BoxyCharm subscriber, that is one of the things that is in the pop-up shop at the moment. I set my face with the Fenty Beauty What It Do setting spray. I don't think that's a setting spray. I think it is a makeup. I want to say it's like a MAC Fix Plus, but I like it better than MAC Fix Plus. That is another thing that is in the drop shop. So if you're a BoxyCharm subscriber, check out the drop shop. They have a lot of cool items at amazing prices right now. So that is it for this video. Is that all I used? Yes. MAC lipstick. I mean, who doesn't know what MAC's formula is like? This is a luster. It's not a matte. I do like it, but keep in mind that the lusters will move around a little bit versus the matte ones are more practical for mass wearing, but just get you a nice holiday red. So this is our hot chocolate smoky for the holidays. Let's get these holiday looks in using all our great goodies that we recently purchased. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, guys, bye.